Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about a girl I met in Delhi Metro. I just want to emphasize on a very important subject, and I feel I'm deeply connected with it. That's why I'm talking about it. And at the same time, I just want to convey this message to all of you watching this video that it is very important to love yourself because it is directly connected with your self-esteem and your insecurities and your confidence. So it is important to love yourself. It should be your priority, and it should be your priority to keep yourself as a priority every time. So let's begin. So there is a quick trigger warning for all those watching. There can be some words and sentences where I will talk about, hurting oneself and self-sabotaging and all those things that might trigger you somehow. So be very careful, and if you don't want to watch, don't watch. So the girl I met was about 15 or 16 years old, and we could only talk because we were sitting on that elderly people's reserved seat, and it was empty in the women's coach, so we sat together. And that girl was charging her phone, and she was saying didi didi to everyone, didi, could you please put my phone to charging, and could you just put the charger on the switchboard and everything. So I knew she was younger than us, and she was about 15 to 16 years old. And when she sat beside me, we had a conversation. She was talking to some of her friends on phone, and then she asked me a couple of questions about the metro routes and, a metro station that I already knew about because I used to travel there for my college and I was very much familiar with it. So I could hear her, and then I removed my headphones, and then I started, asking her things like where she actually wanted to go so I could help her. After helping her with the routes and everything, I, made sure that she will reach there and she won't face any problems because Delhi Metro sometimes it can be scary and sometimes you can get lost as well. So I tried to help her because I thought probably it was her first time. Then I noticed something. There were so many, scars, cut marks on her wrists and, everywhere, just on her hand, and probably like so many of scars and so many of cut mark. And someone for someone like me who has never done something like that, I wouldn't say it was my maturity. I would say it was just I had surrounded myself with such people who always encouraged me, appreciated me, and I could never think of doing something like that. So this girl had so many marks, and when I saw that, I was so upset. First of all, because I was also hesitant to ask like, "Hua kya tha? What happened to your hand?" But I knew, 90% I was sure, but I just wanted to make sure, and I didn't know he was such badai ani. But she said it very politely, and she was very honest with me. Maybe because I helped her, or maybe because she felt like she could share things with me. So I asked her कि यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है? What is this? And she told me that I was upset and I had nothing to do. So I somehow ended up, cutting my hands and my veins, something like that. I was like, did you try to cut your veins? She was like, not actually, but I thought, if I cannot hurt myself to that extent, at least I can cut my hands, I would feel better. So I tried to research about it. I tried to understand the psychology behind it because I read somewhere that it is not intentional. It might sound like it is intentional, but it is more of a subconscious behavior. When you feel sad or when you feel like life is very unfair to you, then it happens. I even read a couple of write-ups, and I would say more like a poetry. People try to glorify this narrative, and they've also written answer could be triggering, but they have been anonymous with their answers on Quora. And this goes like, I cut because it's beautiful, it's order, in my fucked up life. One cut, two cuts, three cuts, a whole line of perfectly straight, beautiful cuts. A line of cuts that helps me escape from the chaos. My life has become a line of cuts that just for a few moments make me feel happy, free, weightless. Cutting is liberating. I'm showing myself that I can do whatever I want to do to my body. I don't care about rules. Take one look at my wrist, at my hip, at my shoulder, and try to control me again. Yeah, I didn't think so. Cutting makes me feel like a badass. This might sound like very cool, but you know, a lot of people cut their hands for attention as well. Attention to, get loved, attention to get some attention from their loved ones. But I just want to tell you one thing. It is so unfair to your body. It is so unfair to the human being you are, to the creation of God that you are. It is so unfair. You are not doing the right thing. You are rejecting the love God has showered on you. You are a beautiful human being because you are a creation of God. We all are creation of God. I have this small mark. Recently I got it. This scar. This was not even intentional. This was because I got into a minor accident. I told you all. So this is going to remain with me for the lifetime. And what if I would have done that intentionally? I would regret my entire life. That girl told me that she regrets it. She told me, Didi, I regret it very much, but I cannot do anything. I said, you could do something. And, it's just you have to promise yourself that you would not hurt yourself ever again in your life, no matter how tough it gets, no matter how, even if things fall apart, you won't hurt yourself. You won't self-sabotage. You won't tell yourself that you are bad or you're ugly. It's all in your mind. Even if you are abusing yourself in your mind, it's a way to, hurt yourself. It's not physical, but you are still hurting yourself. Stop self sabotaging. I am telling you, God has created you with all the love in the world, and that's why He did not give you any cut or anything. It's all the humans. It's just us. We are, producing these scars and we are getting hurt. Getting hurt while doing something or learning something new, it's totally fine. But hurting yourself just because, you want to, just because things are not going well, it's not the right thing. We all know what is wrong and what is right, but still we find ourselves unable to protect ourselves from that. So I just want you to have a friend you can talk to when you feel something like that. I want you to have a mentor. I want you to follow people who would guide you to not do something like that. I want you to talk to your mom. I want you to do things to boost up your self esteem, to learn new hobbies, to learn new skill sets so you never get into something like this ever again in your life. I learned a lot from that girl actually. When I asked her, I was sure that something like that has happened, but she was there to change her life. She was there to, she was just 15, 16 and she was there to work, and she couldn't even complete her college years, but she wanted to work and support her family, and that moved me. I told her so many things, and I even told her to, remain calm in such situations. And when she arrived at her station, she just passed me a very, you know, smile, a reassuring smile that yeah, I won't do that again. And probably that was a pinky promise for me. Hopefully, I tried my best, but I'm not sure if she's going to do that again. But it's just a reminder for each one of you. This is not the right way. You cannot do that to yourself. In any situation like that, talk to some person, talk to me if you don't have anyone. And one more thing, if you can, just journal about whatever is happening in your life. Journaling can help you, channelize your thoughts so that you don't feel empty and you don't end up doing something like that. Because I've read on Quora, people usually do that when they feel empty from inside, when they don't know what to do. So for some reason, I felt very connected to that girl on a deeper level. I just wanted to, just remove that scar mark on her hand. Like there were so many, not one. She tried to, slit her wrist and Probably she tried to do something else, but she could only hurt herself by, cutting it. And there were so many marks, and I was so upset. And I talked with her. I don't know how to express it, but please don't do something like that because, people who care about you, your family, your parents, even if you don't have anyone, I care about you. And God really cares about you. And if you don't believe in God, you should care about yourself because you are the only person who's going to stay with you forever. Everything else is just transient. So take care of yourself and don't do that violence thing to yourself. Do not abuse your body, do not abuse your mind, do not abuse your appearance or anything. I hope this video helps you in some manner and I hope you are able to pass the word to others as well. Do not do anything like that. In the end, she also said that I would get a tattoo of my father on my hand so that I could hide this entire cutting scar marks and everything. But I told her that you need not do something like that if you're just trying to, avoid the situation or trying to cover up the mess that you've made. Don't get another tattoo because it's just a painful experience. Just remember that things can get okay, things would heal with time. Start, applying such, things and medicines that would heal it. Do not try to cover up with some other tattoo that might hurt you more than that. So that was it in today's video, and I hope you really like it. And I hope that none of us, none of you ever go through such a dark phase that you end up doing something like that. Even if it's a dark phase, there's always light in the end of the tunnel, and if there's no light, it's not the end. So please don't do something like that. Watch people who uplift you, watch people who, you know, teach you to how to love yourself, and you should start loving yourself that no matter what happens, I cannot hurt myself. I can never do that. It's not my right. I am a creation of God and I'm grateful for that. I cannot hurt myself. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care of yourself and do not hurt yourself. Keep loving yourself. Bye bye.